Hi guys, greetings of the day. Myself Vijetha Vardhan, and in this video session we are going to discuss about one of the isometric projection problems. And the problem is like this: a hemisphere of diameter 50 mm is centrally resting on top face of a square prism of base side 60 millimeter and height 30 millimeter, such that the curved surface of the hemisphere is touching the top face of the prism. Draw its isometric projections. Now, according to the given condition, a hemisphere is located on a square prism. So, according to that, this is how we are going to get the required top and front views of orthographic projections of a given combination. Now, let me show you how to construct the isometric projection. So, using a line command with a thickness of 0.5, let us consider the bottom solid, that is 60 mm square prism. So, we will construct 60 and 30, then 60 and angle is 150, 60 angle is minus 150 and 60 angle is minus 30. Now one can see that we have got the square. Now once we get the square, we know that the height of this prism is 30 millimeter. Now we will write the 30 millimeter axis height in the form of a chain line with 0.13 mm as a thickness, and then one can select this square, and the square is going to be positioned from the bottom center to the top center like this, and then the invisible edges can be deleted or retained as a thin lines, and then the visible edges is going to be connected properly, so that one can see that the 60 mm square prism of a height of 30 millimeter has been completed. So over which we have to construct a hemisphere of diameter 50 millimeters. So for which the diameter of the hemisphere is 50 millimeter. So henceforth we have to take the radius height of 50 millimeter. So using a line command with a thickness of 0.13, let me get a 50 millimeter height. So that is radius as 25 millimeter. And then at that radius we have to complete this construction of a uh, yeah. So this is supposed to be 20 millimeter. Sorry, 25. Sorry, we have done a small mistake when we repeat it. So 25 at an angle of 90 degree. So this is supposed to be a chain line with 0.13 mm thickness, and after which we have to complete the hemisphere over there. Now what we are going to do is, whatever the 60 mm square is there, we are going to take the square as a reference. Then using the move command, we will move this square from this end at a distance to this end, that is at a height of 25 millimeter. And then I will change the line style to 0.13, and the required size is supposed to be reduced, that is 50 by 60 as a scale factor. Now I am going to get a 50 mm square at this light, and after getting the 50 mm square, using a line command, let me complete the constructions. Now for which we wanted a midpoint, so we will get the midpoint symbol. So midpoint to this endpoint, again midpoint, and again midpoint to the endpoint, and again midpoint. So these are the construction lines which are most needed to do the isometric projection of a circle in the form of a ellipse. Now after which, using the 4-arc technique, one can complete the construction of 4 arcs to represent the ellipse, which is nothing but the construction of a circle here. So now here one can see that the arcs which can be obtained in the other direction. Only thing is we need to keep a try until we get it, because all these informations we already discussed in detail in our the basic constructions. Now one can see that how many times we are trying, we are getting in the opposite direction only. So in such conditions we will show you one more technique. So go to circle by center point and draw a circle up to this point, and repeat the same step over here also. And then to avoid confusion, let me zoom this area, and then make use of a trim command and trim the portions from here to here and here to here, so that the required ellipse is going to be constructed. And then all the construction lines whatever is there can be selected and it can be deleted, otherwise it can be retained as a thin lines if it is required. Then the unwanted portions here I am going to trim it out. Now this is going to be the known center point. Now using the arc by center point command, with this center, with the midpoint, we are going to draw an arc at the bottom side over here like this. Now this completes the construction of the hemisphere. And after construction of an hemisphere, you can see the portion which is coming behind the hemisphere here, that is the square prism portions, can be deleted. Now one can see that the construction of uh, hemisphere and the square prism is completed, and this is called as isometric view or drawing. Now this has to be converted into isometric projection using a command called as scale, using a scale factor of 0.8164. Now this is called as isometric projections of the given combinations. Now if you are having any sort of doubts to solve this problem, feel free to contact me, and also kindly like this video, share and subscribe, and also click on the bell icons to get the latest video updates on my YouTube channel. And once again, thank you for watching these videos.